So you were doing this on the side while working?
I think so, yeah. Watching your videos, obviously, it helped me.
$50 million. If you get like 1% of that, like that's already $500,000.
Yeah, well, I feel I know better than you. 5 years ago, I wouldn't believe that I can run a business online and I can make money with that. Don't invent the wheel.
Hey guys, today we have an amazing guest here, one of our clients in Brand Builders Academy program and also one of our former team members, Toni. So he was working with us on our team. Now he's running e-commerce business, doing $1,000 a day was his e-commerce project, and I'm very excited to have him here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me, Toni. So, if you could tell more about your story, how you got into e-commerce.
Yeah, so, all my life, since I'm, I think, 20 years old, I worked on sales. And like 3 years ago, I found a friend that was working for this guy doing e-com. And yeah, it was you. And I joined the company 3 years ago. And then through you and through your videos and through the community, I started learning about e-com. And I thought it was a good idea to do. And that's how I started.
And then, so you joined our team, and then approximately how many months ago you decided to go all in on e-commerce?
2 months ago. Yeah, that's when I decided to go fully.
What was the deciding factor for you to kind of like switch?
I think, like, as I said, since I'm 20, I've been in sales, and I felt like I always was doing the sales for other people. And every day, like through the community, I could see like people making a ton of money with e-com and selling the products for themselves, running their own business. And that's when I decided to just give it a shot, burn the boats, and just go all in.
That's awesome. And so what was that like learning curve? You've had some kind of like theory basis of knowledge, right? Like understanding bigger picture of e-commerce. What was that initial like period for you in terms of the learning curve?
I think because I worked for you for like 2-3 years, I think it came when I decided to do it on my own. It came kind of natural, but I would say it has been a journey. But honestly, it's way easier than what people think. Like e-com, at the end of the day, like you just don't need to invent the wheel, right? You just need to do things that work, and then it's just a copy-paste business, right? You copy, you do it a little bit better, you change things, and then, you make it your own.
Awesome. And so you're originally from Spain.
Yeah.
And how was the process? Was like setting up the payment processors and everything for you?
Thankfully, I had a US LLC. So yeah, it was quite simple, like no issues at all. So and the process with the LLC as well was super simple, and yeah.
So as a citizen of Spain, you opened LLC in the United States and you were able to get the payment processors for your business?
Correct.
That's awesome. So what, did you have to open like bank account? Like what was the process like?
Yeah. So we didn't need to open the bank account for the LLC and everything, but since I came here, I opened the bank accounts recently. So yeah, I'm just going to get some benefits as well from the banks, etc.
So what payment processors or what kind of bank did you use before you opened the real bank account?
Wise.
Just Wise?
Yeah. But since scaling, like I'm a bit scared, it's not actually a real bank, right? So I don't want, to have an issue when the money is there. So yeah, now we're going to start probably with Chase.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard some bad things about Wise. It's like they're just like locking accounts. Yeah. Even if you have like very good established history, they can just shut down your account, like hold money. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're using Wise, it would be wise for you to kind of like reevaluate it and look into other options. When it came to like product research, like did you have like once you started that transition? Did you have like any ideas, or you just started like product research fresh and you just looked at what's working?
So I had some ideas because I constantly check content, right, your lives and everything. So I had a few ideas of what things that I need to do. Actually, it was the first product I tested that it was a winner for me. So I think that at the end of the day, what I focus the most is problems that I think I could solve, and just find product with ChatGPT, and that was it.
That's awesome, man. I think that there's a big kind of like conclusion that I can take so far from this. Number one, you have to watch my videos. like Toni was watching my videos. Even he was on my team. He was watching videos. He was learning. And then once you got into like e-commerce full force, you already like had everything you needed to know. And I like to share, content about like interviews and kind of like sharing what's working on the tactical level. I think there's a lot that you can learn from it. For you personally, I mean, you're traveling a lot, right? Like you're living in Mexico, you're living in Spain, and that's one of the advantages of running an online business. So how was it for you to building that initial momentum, like with a business? Like, did you have to like travel to other places a lot to meet people, like, or you're literally could do everything remotely?
Going to other places and meeting other people is going to help you as well for your beliefs. Like 5 years ago, I wouldn't believe that I can run a business online and I can make money with that. So I think that helps. But also on the other aspect, I think as well is good to be in a place that you can be focused, that you don't have distractions, right? And when you're traveling, you always you don't know nothing, right? So in order to know other people, you have to get out a little bit of your comfort zone, right? So it takes time, but I would say that it helps. Like it helped me as well in the mindset aspect more than anything.
Any of your beliefs have changed, like since you started running e-commerce business? Like anything that you thought about running an actual e-commerce business? Like you kind of like knew it, like from the theory perspective, and then you started running. Any beliefs change for you?
I went all in because I really believe in it. Because watching your videos, obviously, it helped me and watching the videos and being in the community in general, it helped me to see the bigger picture. So, I mean, my beliefs increase in a way that I thought it would be more complicated than it is. Obviously, like it is tough. It's things that goes wrong and it's shit that you have to fix.
When it comes to conversion rate optimization, like building a website that actually gets people to buy your product, any big breakthroughs or mindset shifts you had?
Breakthroughs, I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna sound repetitive, Alex, but it's just like BBA is designed so simple, like that it makes everything so smooth. Like you don't need to think much. Like the cool thing is that I was focusing on just, I don't know, it's like when you're cooking, you don't think about, I don't have to cut my finger or whatever. When you cut, you just cut it and it works smooth, right? So because everything is so simple and everything was so straightforward and smooth, I would say to just follow all advices, like just make sure you use a proper theme, like, and yeah, overall, that's it. Just a simple, like, at the end of the day, the thing that I feel they work the best is something that is simple. So keep it short and simple. Don't overcomplicate things, and yeah, just make sure. Like think as a customer, right? If you go to a website and you see that it's a ton of things, super complicated to do stuff, you're not gonna do anything. So keep everything simple, and yeah, that's it.
And so, did you start with like advertorials or like standard product pages?
Standard product pages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool. And it's like, what's the conversion rate you're getting?
As of now, it's actually quite decent. It's like 5%.
Wow. Yeah. What's the average order value?
It's $50-$55.
That's pretty decent. Wow. And that's just with standard Shopify pages.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you do for your creatives, for your ads? Like what's working for you?
I go to GetHook. I go to GetHook. I check the script of the people that are doing the best. And I go with my ChatGPT on steroids, like that. I have like a bunch of knowledge, like with books, Gary Halbert letters and that. And yeah, work with them, give them good prompts. And that's how I do the creatives.
So you take winning ads from GetHook, GetHook AI, by the way, you should try it. And then you rewrite those scripts by yourself.
With the help of ChatGPT.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And so you're not native English speaker, right? Like me. Like we both speak with accent and you're selling in the US market.
Correct.
Right. So you see how doable and viable this is. Like as long as you know how to use ChatGPT, as long as you know where to find the information, you can create a successful business.
Correct.
One thing you mentioned, which is interesting, that you are very active, like in terms of joining the calls in our community and like taking advice and implementing it. Because I think it's, for most people that are like joining mentorship programs, they are not taking it seriously. They would join the program, but then they would, it's like, I joined the program, I should be successful. No, it's like you have to actually put in the work and listen and get some coaching and feedback and apply it and reiterate and like learn from that experience to constantly become better. So did you always have this like belief like that's what you need to do in order to succeed? Or that's like, because the reason I'm asking this is because some people kind of like, oh, I know better. Like, I don't need to join coaching calls, right? Or I don't need to get feedback from someone. I'll figure it out myself. So did you have that belief at any point, or like you had belief that you need to learn and apply from
I mean, I had some ego, not with ecom because I know I didn't know nothing, but with other aspects in my life, yeah, I had an ego that, oh, I feel I know better than you. But I mean, when it comes down to ecom, like we have these coaches that are making the money that I really want to make. So why do I need to figure it out when they already figured it out for me? Like it shortens so much the learning curve as well, right? So yeah, I mean, I would be stupid if I don't go to ask people that are doing better. Like at the end of the day, it's simple as that.
So putting your ego aside,
yeah,
and learning and maximizing once you already paid for mentorship, once you're already like learning from someone, just maximizing that opportunity fully.
Yeah, because they already made the mistakes that I'm probably gonna make, right? So I again, it's way simple. That's why I felt like e-commerce was like not, but was a smooth process for me because I just copied exactly what it worked for other people and I implemented on my way, and that's all.
As you started on this journey, like, did you have any like major kind of like issues, like your ad account getting shut down, or any issues with payment processors?
With PayPal, yeah.
With PayPal?
Yeah.
So you had a hold on PayPal?
Yeah, well, I still have. It's not that much, but I think PayPal has like 6 to 7K. Yeah. But it was because I didn't know that you had to put the tracking numbers there. So I didn't put any tracking number for 2 months, and out of nowhere, I could see that I cannot take my money out. So that's how it happened.
And so you're working on resolving that right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So with PayPal, like, did you create like US PayPal account?
That was the issue. I didn't. I was using a Spanish PayPal account. And as well, I think that didn't help as well, having the business in US. And yeah, it took me like after I started the business, like a month after starting the business, that's when they got my money. Yeah.
Wow. So Toni, if you were to share the blueprint, like basically on your mistakes, on your learning so far, to someone who wants to start a successful e-commerce business, get it to at least $1,000 a day, what would you tell them?
First of all, I would tell them to think about as well as a consumer what they like to consume and what they kind of need. And with that, like with all the tools that we have nowadays, like go ChatGPT, put that problem in it, and ChatGPT is gonna give you a bunch of products. And from that, just make sure you use one that has a validated concept that other people is selling, and yeah, use spy tools to figure this out. And other than that, just when it comes down to building the store, I would say that's it. Like, just make sure you use a validated concept and don't invent the wheel. Like, don't invent the wheel. Don't think that because this product is not in the market is the best, because it might not be. I found products that are amazing, that it looks so cool, but no one is selling it for a reason, right? I'm not the fastest, I'm not the smartest in the world. These other people probably doing that already. So yeah, just make sure you take a validated concept and use ChatGPT, because honestly, ChatGPT helped me a lot. As you said before, I'm not native English, right? I don't know how to even write in English most of the times. I don't know some of the things. So ChatGPT is helping me with that, with other tools like GetHook. And yeah, that's what I would do. And when it comes down to ads, go on ads library, go on GetHook, what's work, and yeah, copy that and make it on your own concept and your own product.
So pretty much modeling what's working already.
Yeah.
Even if it's not perfect, even if it's like, what's your opinion like saturated products? People say, oh, don't sell saturated products. Like, there's so many people selling it. So what's your thoughts on that?
I actually start with a product that when I started, I did a list of like 30 products that I could sell. And the product that I choose is actually the one that had the most competitors.
Because, oh, really?
Yeah, because the cake is quite big. So I just need to grab a small portion of the cake to eat. So that's what I did.
That's such a great mindset shift, I think, for most people like looking for these products that are like not saturated, that no one is selling, where in reality, let's say if you go on Amazon and there's like 100,000 people are buying like specific product, and you go on Shopify and there's like another 20 people selling that product, yes, it is competitive, but at the same time, people have already educated the market on the product, right? So you can make like just slight adjustments with your ads. You can just kind of differentiate your product from other people. You can just make better ads or make better website. And just by doing that, you're already putting yourself like in a different bucket, right? And you're grabbing portion of that market. So if, let's say, there's total of volume of products sold, let's say it's like $50 million. If you get like 1% of that, like that's already $500,000, right? And so just thinking about that from that perspective, over time, as you're getting more experience, you can get more creative, you can source some more unique products because also your marketing skills will improve and you'll know how to position it. But at the beginning, just like don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. And I think it's as simple as that as well. Don't overthink it. Keep to the things that are working is for a reason. And yeah, keep it simple.
How much time did it take you to build your first website?
3 to 4 days, but it was because at that time I was still working with you, so I didn't have much time. So it took me 3 to 4 days. Yeah.
So you were doing this on a site while working?
I think so. Yeah.
My man. So, so with that first website, even like 3-4 days, I think is phenomenal. Because like, I talk to some entrepreneurs and they take like 3-4 months just to launch their first website. Because they want to make sure that they do everything perfectly. It's like I want to make everything's perfectly. Whereas you were like 3-4 days, yes, it's probably not perfect. Yes, it's probably some tweaks that you can make. But at least you're getting it to the market faster. Market tells you, okay, if people are not buying on your website, probably something's wrong with it, right? But at least you have some data to deal with.
Yeah.
You can watch video session recordings, you can watch heat maps, you can watch the metrics on your ads, and you can make quick iterations to make it better instead of wasting 3-4 months just to get that first initial set of data.
And I think that's why I'm a bit lucky the way I think, because for me, it's anything I do, let me figure it out. Let me try it and let me figure it out on the way, rather than let me figure it out, everything perfect, Like I think that helps a lot. Like in sports as well, like if I know good at anything, like I'm going to try it and I'm just going to practice more. That's all, So yeah, I think that's the way that helped me as well grow the store quicker in a way.
For sure, man. That's typical entrepreneur. Like entrepreneurs just like don't overthink it. They just do something. They figure out things along the way. And, one of the things about e-commerce is that because the barrier is so low to enter the e-commerce business, it's like you launch something and it doesn't work. Let's say you launch like 10 different products and none of them work. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because like maybe you launch the next product and it works and overcompensates for all of the testing you did before that. But because the cost to launch a new store or new product is so low, like you can get something to the market so quickly. Let's say if you compare it with a restaurant business, you choose the location, you choose the interior, you hire people, you bring, the materials, you do some marketing. If it doesn't work, you're stuck to that place, right? And you invested, like you probably have a lease on your building that you have to pay for the next 5-10 years, most of the cases. So you're stuck. With e-commerce, you can iterate so fast. Like if something doesn't work, fuck it. Let's shut it down. Let's recreate it. Let's get to the market. So that's one of the upsides of businesses like e-commerce, that you can move so fast as long as you don't overthink it.
Yeah, and as well, like with my girlfriend, I think she's a bit different than me in that aspect. She just want to make sure everything is perfect, everything. And I remember the first ad that we launched, like she was like, no one is going to buy, the ads are shit, like what the fuck? And the ads were great, like weren't great, obviously, but like we got the result, we got to the validation that we needed, right? And it was because I wasn't thinking. I would just, let me put this there and see how it goes. Let me put that there and see how it goes. And as you said, because the investment needed is not huge. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if I lose $20 or $30, right? So yeah, I think that actually helped me a lot. We were talking with my girlfriend not long ago about it, and thank God I'm the way I'm like that, because if not, I'm probably would still doing the sales page,
For sure, my man. So I think one of the things you mentioned as well. So before you got into the business full force, you were watching content, learning, kind of like getting better understanding, watching interviews, watching case studies, kind of like getting as much information as possible so that when you got into it, you already had more confidence and
validation, right?
Yeah. I love that. I think that's one of the things, like for people watching, if you want to start a business, And maybe you will not start that business like today. But at least, start consuming content from people who've done it before in whatever business you want to pursue, so that like in 6 months, at least like on a theoretical level, like you already know like more or less how things work out. You already have the right mindset. You already have more or less the insight where to find the right information when you need it. And you'll be like in a much better position when you launch because you already have that foundation.
Yeah, like do things that are gonna help moving the boat forward rather than backwards, right? And at the end of the day, like, is people watching a series in Netflix, consuming it 3 hours a day? If you can just watch an interview for 30 minutes or a case study, like actually. For me, it was kind of a cheating as well, though, because that was my work to watch you on an interview, right? So I was getting paid to do that, which was awesome, right? But I think that helped me because when I started, I actually knew more than what I thought, and it was just by consuming free things online, like free. The information is there. You just need to know exactly from what source to grab it, right?
For sure, my man. Yeah. So the lesson is watch less Netflix. Watch more of my YouTube videos.
That's the key to success.
What do we say to people that say they have no time to start a business?
What do they do? Like
let's say someone is working like 9-to-5 job, right? And they're like, I don't know, like I don't have time, I have lots of responsibilities. Like, what would you say to those people?
I mean, it's two things. So, for example, let's say you have to commute to work, right? You have probably an hour. This hour, are you listening to music or are you listening to Alex? No, but jokes aside, are you actually like productive with your time, right? The same way, like after you eating, like it's 10 o'clock, you're gonna watch a series in Netflix. Like, are you doing that? Like, don't get me wrong, I like Netflix too, right?
I love it too.
Yeah, sometimes it's like a lot of times I spend time watching it, but like. At the end of the day has 24 hours for everyone, and it's the way you spend it, right? Again, you have an hour to commute to work. You can watch a case study, or you can watch a tutorial video. The way you come back, the same way, right? It's just trying to get information, but also what I feel is important, like when you get information, just try to apply it or try to understand it, because sometimes we consume a lot of information. Like you go on TikTok and it's all this dopamine coming, but just make sure like you put it into practice so you understand. Because watching some videos, I couldn't understand things, but the moment that I start applying it, I understand the reason why, the why behind, and all of that. So just if you have a full time, like I just feel like it's ton of wasted time that you're not doing anything, or you're doing unproductive things. If you feel like time is an issue for you, just stop victimizing yourself and just take action on that.
So when you were working on our team, like what time of your working day did you allocate for actually like learning about e-commerce?
So I was working with you for 8 hours, and I wasn't working, Alex. No. I would say because we were quite flexible as well. It was really depends on the days. But what I tried to do, like before I started, is like the day prior, I was making a plan, knowing the things that I need to do for the company, and knowing the things that I need to do for myself, and just being proactive and active with that. And yeah, I would say like I was putting, I don't know, at the beginning, like 2-3 hours. And yeah, that's how I started.
And also as you were working, you were also like learning something like...
Yeah. At the end of the day, like people was coming, like people that know about ecom, that they want to learn more, like for example, with the ESS program, etc. And just by having conversations automatically, like I was learning, like I don't know, like things like what is an advertorial, like what is like what good products could be, like things like that. I feel I'm so lucky for that reason as well, because the last 2 or 3 years working with you unconsciously, because the first year, 2 years, maybe I wasn't thinking about running a business, right? But unconsciously, I educated myself, I built mobile leaves, and yeah.
I think that's like literally one of the, like if I was starting my journey today, and let's say if I had not a lot of like starting capital, I would definitely get a job with someone who is running the type of business I want to run. Right. So if I'm running e-commerce business, like I would probably join like someone who runs e-commerce business or who has access, like our company, we have access to a lot of e-commerce entrepreneurs, because in terms of just really understanding, there's a lot of like intricacies like in different industries. Like, for example, if you want to own like a lot of restaurants, you probably should work in another restaurant and see how everything works. If you want to own like a lot of McDonald's like restaurants, like you probably should join, like get a job there, like see how different processes work so you can kind of like learn from that. I think it just gives you, like, you're getting paid and also you're learning specific skill sets, specific things that you need to operate your own business. Do you have any people on your team that are helping you, or you do everything by yourself?
I have my girlfriend, my partner. Yeah, she helps with the back end, like sending emails and things like that. She's actually helping a lot because that's time consuming.
Yeah.
And she's quite good at it. So she does that.
That's awesome. So when comparing, let's say, sales, you've been in sales for a long time versus like running your own business, like what do you see in terms of kind of like upsides and downsides?
I mean, working with you, for example, if one day, I don't know, I was ill and I wasn't doing nothing, I would get paid. With ecom, like if you need to fix something and you don't put the time, it's not going to change. Like if something goes wrong, before I could rely on other people to solve it. Now is no one helping, right? So I would say that's the main difference. Like at the end of the day, you have to be way more responsible, like act quick as well. Like before, let's say this way of conversations wasn't working, whatever, I would rely on the manager, change what we're doing, and now it comes down to me to do all the changes, right? So yeah, I would say that helps as well to be more mature as well and to understand myself a little bit more, because before I would think that maybe, I don't know, if the sales are not good, is because the owner sucks. You know what I mean? Now, if the sales are not good, I'm the one sucking. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say that's just be more responsible and act quick as well. That what helped me the most as well. Running the own business is just be quick at taking decisions and smart as well.
And just taking like you said, taking basically extreme ownership for everything that happens in your business.
Yeah, because if the business goes wrong, it's my mistake, it's no one else, right? And you cannot blame anyone because it's just me doing it. Yeah,
it's a big mindset shift for most people, right? Because especially like making that transition from 9-to-5 job, you have to, in business, you have to just take, everything is your responsibility, right? If something's not working, it's your responsibility. If something's working, obviously you can give yourself a little bit of credit. But learning how to pretty much be responsible for most things and be proactive.
Yeah.
Like if something doesn't work, like you have to like reach out to people, find solutions, kind of like go and search for those solutions instead of relying that, someone will come in and help you out. That's awesome. So was that like a natural transition for you? Like, was that like difficult kind of like mindset shift to make that shift?
In terms to be more accountable on my things?
Yeah.
Yes and no, because at the end of the day with sales, if you don't make sales, you don't make money. So you have to have as well like this proactivity in a way. So I would say no, not really. But yeah, I wouldn't say so.
So currently in Brand Builders Academy, like what kind of resources have you found the most helpful for you?
When it come down, when I started, I would say like the videos start from zero to build a page. I think that was so valuable and so easy to follow, super smooth process. And literally you don't need to think. It's just, okay, they put in this, just do the same based on your product, whatever. Now, what I get most benefits is the weekly calls that they do. You have a schedule like 6 calls a week with different coaches, and I think they're so beneficial, so beneficial. Like to give you an example, like not long ago the business didn't go well, and I didn't know what to do, obviously, because I'm quite new. I literally know nothing, right? And after hopping on a call with Omid, one of the coaches, like from having a 0.71 on ROAS, like it went up to 5.
Wow.
ROAS, yeah, after 10 minutes that he gave me, he knows what he does, right? So I don't need to think. Like I just need to make sure I surround myself with people that knows, and that's it. And I would say that's the main benefit. And the community in general as well, like the WhatsApp group chats and all of that, I think is quite cool.
That's awesome, man. So for anyone who's considering like joining our community, because you've been on both sides of it, right? Like kind of like having conversations with people and, having them join our community and then actually being a participant of our community, actually following through and executing, building successful business. What would you say to people that are considering joining Brand Builders Academy?
I would say take the risk, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't go well, like you're not losing much, and just take the risk. Believe in the process. Believe as well in yourself. Like I think that some people they don't take action because they don't believe in themselves. Like luckily, I don't know, for the way I grew up, I always been confident in my abilities. I know that if I do something, I'm gonna do it good. But I would say just take the risk. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's another thing as well. People think, oh, I'm going to start this. I have to make sure it's perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect. Just do it and try it, test it, right? Run more ads. That's it.
Run more ads.
But just test it and just believe in the systems, believe in you, and that's all. That's the I think the best piece of advice I could say. Just believe that if it worked for other people, why shouldn't it work for you?
So if you had a choice, like going back, like would you have started your e-commerce business earlier?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I would have started early, but as well, I wanted to be in a position where I was able to take the risk as well. I don't have kids. I just have a car, right? There's not much that I need to take care of. So I would have done it early, but I'm happy with the process because, again, if I have done it early, maybe I wouldn't meet the people that I met now. I wouldn't have the network that I have. I wouldn't maybe have the knowledge as well. So yeah, I think it was the right moment and the perfect time to do so when I started.
That's awesome, man. So, first of all, like, congratulations on your success. Very excited to see your next breakthroughs. You ever had like what is the biggest day so far?
Like 2K days.
2K? Okay, so we can have another conversation when you're at 100K a month. That's the next benchmark for you. And congratulations on taking the leap. I think it's something that not a lot of people have the balls to do. Just, moving from something that's more secure, more comfortable, and starting their own business, taking more responsibility, more ownership, especially if they want to change their life, if they're not happy where they were. Wishing you all the best on your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toni.